Ooh, what a girl wants.
What's up, everybody? I'm Amanda.
And I'm Michael, and today we're going to talk about what Christian women want, because I have a wonderful Christian woman myself. However, many of the guys out there who are Christian, trying to live for the Lord, they're like, man, Mike, how do I approach a woman? How do I show interest? What's the best way to talk to a woman who I'm interested in and maybe look to move things forward? So I'm going to ask Amanda some questions, help you all out. You're welcome in advance. So let's say, you're at church and there's this girl you've been seeing, maybe you're in the same Bible study or something, and she's pretty cute or whatever to you. I don't know. I mean, you're cute to me, not anybody else, but like.
Cute to your bro.
Yeah, so my bro says this other girl is cute to him.
Okay.
What's the best way to approach a young lady in the most respectful way?
We've seen so many men in the world time and time again with the slick moves, the player moves, and I feel like so many women are used to that and they're looking for that. And so when they see a man who does that, they associate that with the world. So I think in order for you to set yourself apart and come off as a godly man who's genuinely interested in courtship and marriage and being serious, you have to come across differently. Mm-hmm. So maybe not doing the slick lines, maybe not coming off as the slick guy, but just, starting with a friendship, trying to get to know them, mm-hmm. saying hello, and then, after a few encounters with one another, just asking her out on a date. I mean, even that is a million light years different than what we're used to,
Right,
we're used to a text message, Netflix and chill. I mean, for so many women, it's been a long time since they've been on a date. So.
Right. Absolutely. And many women will take it just to go on the date,
For the free dinner. But, men, don't worry about that, because she may be going for the free dinner and then you get her.
Boom. So. I came for the free dinner, but I stayed because of you, right?
Right.
So I was reading the book, The Numbers, and realized that I didn't have yours. That's not good? No Christian pickup lines?
You know what? I think that'd be that's a pretty funny one.
Yeah?
I don't know. You might, hey, if you're funny, use that to your advantage.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now, whenever you go, let's say you're successful. My bro is successful on asking a woman on a date and connecting with her. Now it's time to go on a date. Where should they go? How should he treat her whenever they go? Do you go Dutch on the meals? Like, how does that all work?
Okay, great question. Always pay for her meal. I mean, really, if you want to set yourself apart, pay for her meal. You'll just look so much different than the world. The world is starting to look very much so anti-chivalry, masculine and feminine equality almost to a fault, to where chivalry really is dead. So, think about things like opening her door, pulling out her chair, paying for her meal, because that's just gonna really make her feel special, mm-hmm. and set you apart. It's kind of like, when you're going on a job interview, you're gonna try and put your best foot forward. Don't try and cut corners on the first date,
Right.
So there's that. Another thing I wanted to add is when it comes to meeting for the first time, I've had friends who go on a date alone, and I've had other friends who go on dates with chaperones or with friends or in a group setting. So you have to think about if that's something you're interested in doing. That it's completely different from the world, and I'm not saying that's what you have to do, but consider maybe the first time you all hang out being a friend thing, like bowling with friends, and then the next time a date alone.
Okay, yeah,
Gotcha.
Okay.
That way you guys are able to get to know one another in a group setting where your friends who are godly influences can pick up on those vibes, pick up on the spiritual discernment, and really see, is this girl legit or is this guy legit? And then on the next date, have it be alone time where you guys really get to know one another.
Yeah, absolutely. At first I thought you were talking about like, hey, I'm gonna take you out to dinner, but then like your friend is also at the table, like just like looking at us. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of weird.
I would say that's closer to a don't do that. Just because you just won't get to know one another. You won't be able to put your guard down when you have your friends there. So it's nice to have that, when it comes to fun group settings.
Right.
But if you're going on a date, let it be a date. When it comes to purity, though, I think it would be a really great idea to just let your friends know what time you expect to be home. So that way, if it's later than that and they know you're not home yet and they're texting you asking if you're home.
And don't ignore the text messages either. You better step up and be like, I am
dropping her off right now.
Yep.
So
that's
then
exactly
not
what I was
walking in
gonna
her
say.
house.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's another thing that'll set you apart. Do not try and get in her pants. Not on the first date, not on the second date, not on the 50th date, not until she has a ring.
And your last name.
And your last name.
So now let's say the guys are like, well, I really like this girl and I really want to make a good first impression, but maybe I'm in college or I'm just getting started working or I'm paying off bills or I'm still living with my parents and my cash flow ain't really where it needs to be. What advice would you give to them on cost-effective options that could still be thoughtful?
When Michael and I first started dating, we were in college. I feel like it took a while before we went on an official date.
Yeah, it was
a lot of hanging out. And you can absolutely hang out with a girl that you're interested in without shelling out money on her when you're in college. As long as you show that your heart is pure, your intentions are pure, and you're not just in it for sex. I think that is the biggest thing when it comes to pursuing a godly woman. She wants to see that you're different from the world, different from her exes, different from all the people that hurt her. And I'm not saying that you have to be perfect because you're not perfect, but you have to be set apart because that's what the Lord calls you to be.